There's growing momentum among Western powers to recognise Palestinian statehood. Canada will join France and the United Kingdom in making the declaration at the UN General Assembly in September. At this stage, the Albanese government isn't following suit, but has confirmed it's a matter of when, not if. Here's National Affairs correspondent Jane Norman.
First France, then Britain, now Canada.
Canada intends to recognise the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September.
Big Western powers applying maximum pressure on Israel as the Arab world abandons Hamas. For the first time, the entire Arab League signing a UN statement demanding the militant group disarm and surrender control over Gaza. A coordinated international effort to end the war.
The level of human suffering in Gaza is intolerable.
We welcome the momentum towards a pathway to peace.
The Australian government's growing increasingly alarmed, but isn't following allies in recognising Palestinian statehood yet.
I have been saying it's a matter of when, not if.
A question contingent on certain conditions being met.
Whether it's the release of the hostages, making sure that there is absolutely no role for Hamas in the future leadership of Palestine.
We will be completely opposed to a premature recognition of a Palestinian state.
The opposition sticking firmly to Australia's long-standing position for recognition to come after a Palestinian peace deal with Israel. Momentum is clearly building among Western nations to recognise Palestinian statehood before a two-state solution has been reached. Some within government say the pace has taken them by surprise. Either way, it's now broadly accepted that Australia will make this foreign policy shift, even if it's not bipartisan. Israel has condemned moves towards recognition. Palestine will be free! Mixed views too among Palestinian Australians.
Palestinians are not calling for recognition. Palestinians are calling for liberation and the right to self-determination.
The time is now. Now that other Western powers are doing it, there's no excuse for Australia to not do it.
But hopes the Middle East might be on the cusp of a momentous shift. Jane Norman, ABC News, Canberra.
Canada's decision to recognise Palestinian statehood is part of a highly coordinated international strategy. Here's Global Affairs editor Laura Tingle.
Anthony Albanese says Australia doesn't have a great deal of direct influence in the Middle East, but has been working with like-minded countries. The series of announcements on recognising Palestinian statehood shows the extent of that international cooperation. Global leaders sense a tipping point has been reached in the much weakened political and military position of Hamas and in the collapsed moral authority of Israel. Faced with both sides' intransigence, world leaders know their influence has to be maximised. And so the strategy is to gradually ramp up the pressure on Israel, Hamas, but also on the United States. Significantly, the Arab states are intimately involved. The spectre of mass starvation and the acceleration of Israel's annexation of Palestinian territory have brought the question of recognition to a head. The focus is on finding interim arrangements on how a new state could actually be secured and governed amid the rubble of Gaza.